we are still coming to terms with the fact of Rahul's passing. And we will start with a little bit of reminiscing, which you must forgive us. Rahul came to us as an interesting student whom Gautam Sengupta sent to us from Hyderabad University. And Gautam said, here is a student who has done medicine like me, who has finished his MBBS, is a qualified doctor, but he now wants to do linguistics. So we welcomed him. Hyderabad University wouldn't give him admission to the MA program because of a technical reason, namely that he did not have a BA. And CFIL at that time, or in that year, had just started an entirely new MA program, which had a very loose structure. People from outside the program could attend classes and take credits as casual students. So Rahul first joined as a casual student and started taking credits even before he was admitted to the MA program. And when he was admitted, it was very clear that this student was immeasurably brighter than any of the other students for all of us teachers. Looking back, you know, when we used to always ask him, why did you leave medicine and come to linguistics? But looking back, we can now understand why he did that. Because Rahul's mental tendencies were towards deeper questions, philosophical questions. He wanted to understand things, everything in depth. And he was attracted to Chomsky linguistics because of its mentalist claims. And even after coming into linguistics, you will notice that he gravitated towards semantics. That was his tendency. He wanted to understand meaning. He wanted to understand language in its depth. He was not a person who ever was content to know things in part or superficially. He wanted to understand things with great totality and depth. I have a joint paper with Rahul. It is about the semantics of distributive quantification by reduplication. This paper is 4/5 Rahul and 1/5 Jayaseelan. As I once said to him while we were struggling over this paper, I said, why don't you just thank me in a footnote and make just yourself as the author, because it is so much Rahul. And if the part which he wrote, there are 6 sections to it. 5 sections he wrote entirely, and 1 section I wrote. And if you read this, the part he wrote, it is such a illustration of deep thinking and struggling with a problem with obsessive intentness. He wouldn't leave a question half done. He had to see it to its total depth. That was Rahul. Everything he did, he had to pursue to the end. He was obsessive and fearless. He was both in academics and in the personal life. Physically, for example, he was the person who took to paragliding in when we were in enlisting, paragliding, and he went wandering in the Uttaranchal forests with which were very daring things to do. In Kashmir, he lived in went and lived with the Kashmiri shepherds, and he pursued everything to its ultimate end. That was Rahul. Rahul became very close to us, so much so that after his death, Amrit remarked to someone, or maybe she wrote it in an email, it was as if we had someone else's child in our care. So much hope was vested in him by all his friends. It was riding on him by his linguist friends. We wanted him to take over the field of linguistics from us. But Rahul has opted out of linguistics, and he did this by opting out of life.